Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Hey, welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio today, coming to you live and remote from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise Inn at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Get Down, Texas. Coming up, more gas from today's cruise. Konrad has the popular This Week in Auto History, and we'll get you updated on the stories making car news this week. Howdy along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today, and along with all of our fellow car nuts out here in the parking lot, we thank you for coming out to celebrate a beautiful, soon-to-be a spring day.
Yep.
I think it's tomorrow morning is when spring officially starts, but at any rate,
close enough.
Yeah, we're close enough here. It is a stunningly beautiful morning. And we got really some nice rides out here, and a wide variety, I might add. We've got everything from a 2022 Cadillac CT5V Blackwing with the hood up over there, that
Parked
silver
illegally.
one. Parked illegally. To
parked next to a 68 Barracuda.
Yeah, and I don't know what year that rust bucket looking thing is over there, but I sure do like it.
That's the in-wheel time machine.
No, it's not. What is that?
I didn't get it from the front.
Is it a Model A? It's been chopped. It's cool
looks
looking.
like it's channeled
It's a
and
rat
chopped.
rod.
And
It's a frame over as opposed to a frame under.
Yeah, it's not a channel.
So frame over suspension, that's how they lower it, as opposed to a frame
it's
under
channeled. Right.
suspension, which is what raises them up.
There's a McLaren here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Viper here. There are a couple of split bumper Camaros here.
Well, over here is the yellow, the 30-something Ford pickup truck.
And Stan's.
and mention the Oldsmobile. Go ahead, Conrad.
A 1972 Hurst Olds sunroof car, which is quite a rare car to have.
Yeah.
And that's owned by a guy I know who owns 3 Hurst Oldsmobiles, a 72 convertible,
I think he might have a
72
spare ignition.
sunroof, and I'm sure he does.
Now, if you're wondering where this exactly is, it's out here in Katy. We are on the Grand Parkway, also known as Texas 99, about a mile south of I-10, the Katy Freeway. And this is the new format that Stan has come up with, and it's quarterly. And I think that you heard the commercial that just played a minute ago, that our next in-wheel time Loopy Tortilla.
Remote.
Yes. is going to be Father's Day weekend on Saturday.
You're surrounded, you know.
Yeah. All right,
Surrounded
Mr.
by
Mars.
incompetence.
Sorry. Yeah.
So,
Interrupters.
speaking of, sitting out here in this far corner, if you've we're looking at the 31 International we were talking about earlier, sitting right next to it is this 55 Chevy. Now, it's got a couple of things done to it, like the wheel wells, rear wheel wells are cut out on it,
Ooh.
which you don't see that very often, but it's got the chrome trim that's cut to match on it.
Yeah.
And so I had to ask.
It's the green 55.
The green 55.
Is that a 4-door?
No.
It's a 2-door.
It's a 2-door post. So, but it belongs to Danny Graham, and he's got 3 vehicles, but he's only drove one of them out here today. But he's got a couple of them else. But anyway, so that's the one we wanted to start with.
Oh.
So tell
us about your 55.
It's got a 327 in it with a 5-speed Oldsmobile rear end and 411 rear end, 411 gear.
What? You know, you're the second one that has brought a 411 rear end in here, and with a 4-speed. So, in other words, when you're going
No, it's
down,
a 5-speed.
It's a 5-speed.
Oh, it's a 5-speed.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's got an overdrive in it.
It gets 22 miles a gallon.
It
Oh,
does.
wow.
with the
nice.
411 gear.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have that to make the 5-speed work.
Okay.
With a small cubic inch motor.
Uh-huh.
How cool.
So when you're doing 70 in 5th gear,
2200.
Oh,
that's
not
all?
bad at all.
That's not bad.
That's I do that with my 342s and a 3-speed automatic.
Now, if you left it in 4th gear, what would it be doing?
About 3,500.
3,500. So
Starting
it
to
drops
hum
at
a little
1,000
bit
RPM. Yeah. And have you done any work to the? How long have you had this car?
A long time.
Have you?
Yeah.
Don't tell me since 19.
I don't know. I don't remember how long I've had it. A long time.
A long time. Did you cut the rear?
Yeah. Yeah. I cut the rear wheels out.
So is that in homage of anything?
Well, every drag racer
Yeah.
car that we've ever back in our day, that's what you did.
I'm an old drag racer, and
I had to do that to keep from scraping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
because
much.
they stick out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be.
Um,
Didn't you tell me there was the old Pro Mod car or something?
No, it was old. They called it modified production.
Modified production.
That was a cross in between they ran the stock cars. Then the modified production was the gas cars were originally, when they first started the gas class, they had to be able to drive on the street.
Okay.
Well, then when they let them take the mufflers and everything off, then they put the modified production because the modified production cars they had to have the same. If it was a Chevrolet, it had to have a Chevrolet engine. If it's Ford, it had to have a Ford engine. That's the only difference between it and the gas car. And it had to have it had to have mufflers and headlights and all that stuff. Gas car.
Basically, be street legal.
Yeah.
Are you a Houstonian?
No, I'm.
We were just talking.
I grew up in Beaumont.
Oh dear God! Here we go again. Did you drive over here?
Oh, no, I live about 2 blocks from here.
2 blocks from here.
There you
Okay.
go.
Well, it's a
Well,
good,
so-
good place
Now-
to have a show for you, then, isn't it?
So, in other words, you turned the corner at some point in your life and left the Golden Triangle to
I
come
got
over here.
grandkids over here.
That's good.
See, it's the grandkids that'll do it to you every time.
So what color is that?
It's Forrest Green. They come off of 64 Pontiac.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great color that you don't see many of because it's got a good. I'm assuming it's a metallic, not a metal flake.
Yeah, it's got a gold base in it.
Yeah.
You know, Puss Wilson's Renault Dolphine, that's the color it was when we took the entire suspension out from underneath the car when we hit that curb.
Yeah, but I think that wasn't quite as pretty as that 55.
No, but it was about the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had it to the track?
Yeah, in around 2011, I sold my race car, and I decided I was going to race this thing. And back then, Little River was a quarter-mile track, and we'd go up and race it. But I realized pretty quick that I drove it all the way to Kansas to the ham drags and drove it home and raced it. And I realized all I was doing was tearing up a pretty good car.
Okay.
And so I bought the race car back.
So you're back with the race car. What is the race car?
It's a 41 Studebaker.
That's the one that Richard was telling us that's got the 800 horses.
We're going for it made 803 on the dyno. Now we're trying to get it up to around 830 where it can cover up my bad driving.
So what kind of times you running that?
The best it's ran is like a 608 and 8.
In the 8th.
And you're driving
Yeah.
So you got a cage in it?
Oh yeah.
a big cage.
He's not stupid.
We wadded it up in June 2 years ago.
Oh boy.
Wadded it up.
Yeah.
They just call it accident, Don.
Yeah. Yeah. It broke the tires loose when we were going through the lights and hit the other car.
Ouch.
Oh, so it took out both of them.
Yeah. Both of them were old race cars.
Oh, so that's what you meant by covering up your driving.
Yeah. Well, no, the lights. I can't cut a light like I used to. So you got to have enough horsepower to try to run them down.
So you mind me asking how old you are?
75.
75, running
Sixes.
sixes.
In the 8th mile.
Yeah.
Which 8th mile is all about reaction too.
It's all about it.
You know, you got to cut a light to get there
You got
because you don't have far to go.
to. You ain't got. You have no makeup time.
So are you on Prevagen or anything? Or?
Now he takes Viagra to help his reaction time.
It's a hard room. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So
Okay.
so what
That's
other
one way to
cars
put it.
have you got?
I got a 32.5 window.
And what's the powertrain in it?
It's a 327. It's got the same motor that the 55's got. It's got the good cam in it, and it's a 5-speed.
You know, friends, you just don't get a car show like this every day. we talk about Viagra and Prevagen and, a hard room and stuff like that. Where do you come up with? I mean, this is better than Johnny Carson.
It is.
Isn't it? With cars in it.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like having Robin Williams on Johnny Carson. Robin Williams and Jonathan Winters on Johnny Carson.
At the same time.
Squirrel. So I want to go back to the wheel wells.
Please, anything.
So I mean, I understand you cut them. I mean, that's kind of old school and stuff. But you didn't actually cut them, did you?
I cut them. I cut the wheel well, but I didn't cut the trim.
The trim. He's got a chrome strip that runs
somebody-
down the side that's cut to fit
A friend of mine cut
the
that.
wheel well.
Yeah.
He wouldn't trust me to cut it.
Well, I have to tell you that that was the look at Meyer Speedway for the Bronco class of cars at Meyer Speedway. Meyer Speedway was a half-mile banked oval.
I've been there several times. I know.
And back in my day, way back.
Well, it wasn't too many years from his day.
That's correct. But
Y'all
that-
may have been out there at the same time.
But
I was
that's
gonna say,
but that's what
Don was
that's what they
selling
had.
Coke.
You had to do
Cokes.
it to the rear because the fender wells weren't tall enough to accept those great big huge tires. This is the only way to do it.
Well, and they
and
didn't
in
really do
today's
the tubbing.
world, you do that to a car. And these purists are going, "Oh my
yeah.
God, you can't do that to the car."
But it's a
they'll-
nostalgic look.
It's
Right.
it's
a
the
very
it's all about
nostalgic look.
it's about the look.
But they should have made 55 Chevrolets like that.
They should have. Yes, I agree with you.
I mean, to me, a 55 don't look right if the wheel was, or unless it's just got into nomad, the wheel
Right.
was.
Are you in the Tri 5 club?
No, I don't know why. I just had never done it.
But
Well,
he
you know,
hangs out with them.
Biff can get
Yeah.
you going. You know
Yeah.
Biff, right? Yeah. Well, the only reason I say that is because, with club membership, I'm sure that there are things that you could gain knowledge about other 55s.
Or they could gain from you,
Or,
from
yeah.
your experience.
I'll bet you that you'll probably be the only one in the club with the cut rear wheel wells.
Probably so.
Well, I mean, it is rare. It's just it's a look that you don't see anymore, but
Well,
you and I can relate to.
Yeah, nowadays they'll butcher the entire inside of it to put the tubs in it and narrow the rear end and completely redo everything inside to avoid doing that. And to me, that just got a much better look on a 55. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't recall tubbing cars back in the day. Do you?
We were
That is a relatively new thing, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with
we
that.
were doing it in the late 70s.
Like I said, back in our day,
Yeah.
his and mine.
Oh yeah,
Shut up.
I forget.
Back in
27 years before my day.
Man.
Don't tell lies like that. 27 years.
He was 12 or 13.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference there. So, at any rate, I'm just saying. What I'd really love to see is one of those old Bronco cars, the way that they were set up to race back in the day.
With wheel laid in.
Pardon me?
With, the way they laid the wheels
Well,
in.
yeah, the front wheels are always laid in to get around the corner a lot quicker. There's a very unique color on a Corvette. The way that race cars were set up back in the 60s is not the way that they're set up today.
Well, back then, the tires weren't as good and the tracks aren't as good.
Yeah, it was a different world.
Right, a combination of things.
Yeah. See,
You may think that this is a racetrack that we're at today.
It's not.
It's not, but when you got the horsepower,
Kind of comes
And
with it.
they're not acting crazy. They're just doing short
They're
acceleration.
just being loud.
runs. Yes.
yeah.
They're
But
doing the
but that's part
on-ramp
of it.
acceleration test.
Now that's our version of your on-ramp acceleration test, Mr.
You
Mars.
can actually smell the octane.
You can.
Yeah, they're running a little rich there.
Yeah, it is. So,
Any planned upgrades for your 55, or is it where it is and that's how you're going to keep it?
well, when you got a race car, you don't have time to work on nothing else
That's true. Nor money.
or money. So it kind of just
Is.
It is what it is.
So where do you run the race car today?
Our home track is Little River. I race with a group out of the Carolinas called the Southeast Gassers. We make about 4 of their races a year. and we're gonna race in Shady Side, North Carolina, in a month or so.
Are you going to drive the car up there or trailer?
Oh, trailer it.
This car.
No,
the race car.
And your race car is what?
It's a 41 Studebaker.
We've established that.
It was an old gas car. It was
Straight axle?
It's a straight axle car. It's got we have to have a straight axle. You got to have a ladder bars. You got to have a 60. We race on the 1967 rules.
How cool is that?
And it's got a mechanical fuel injection.
Mechanical fuel injection.
Wow. Now that's a skill, somebody to keep that
That's
running.
a tuner car there.
That,
you gotta know how
very
to do that
few
one.
people probably are.
Yep.
We got 100. If everybody showed up at one time, we'd have 112 cars, and 4 of us have a mechanical fuel injection.
I only knew one person that could work on that. That was Kentwell, the brothers, Ken and Gary Neighbors. And they knew that mechanical fuel injection on a Corvette like the back of their hand. And I'm going, what? Oh, yeah. And it was like a big jigsaw puzzle, and they'd throw all us parts on there, put it on the car, and it worked just like that.
Well, yeah, until the weather changes.
Until the weather changes. It was truly amazing. And, the way that thing works is at the time, it was state of the art.
Yeah.
But you look at that today and you're going, really? That's the way they did it? There's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
Mine's a Kinsler, and it's I've always ran a Hilburn. In the last 2 or 3 years, I bought me a Kinsler, and it's a whole lot better engineered, but it's still a mechanical.
Than the Hilburn?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, Hilburns got sold, and they're not.
They're not what they were.
They're not what they were.
But you could still find them. I mean, there were a million of them back in the day.
Yeah, I got 2 or 3 of them at home. Yeah.
Back us.
Can you get parts for them?
Oh yeah, you can get parts for them.
But you don't like it as much as you like this.
The Kinsler, they put bigger shafts and stuff in it, and the heat doesn't affect it as bad.
Gotcha. And I guess that they've got like Teflon bushings in them.
The Kinsler's got little bearings in it.
Bearings.
Does it really? So they spent some money making sure it was durable, long-term durable.
But the Kinslers, they use more of them in sprint cars.
Okay, so there was a lot more full-on action on the throttle blades.
Kinslers pretty well took over the injector part on sprint cars.
Okay. And what kind of times does your gasser run?
6.0. It's 6.18.
Oh, the 6.18 car. That's pretty quick. And wheels up?
Wheels up.
So kind of bordering on crazy Wild Willie Borsch.
It's not that bad.
Not quite a nitro car, but
it's not too bad until they break the tires loose in when you get in 4th gear. That's when it gets scary because by then you got a little speed to it.
But that never bothered us back in the day. Now it's kind of like, maybe I need to back off just a touch.
Yeah.
Well, we sure appreciate you
All
stopping
right,
by.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you. How fun.
Cool, how cool is that?
Very. I go off on these wild tangents sometimes, and I can't help myself.
Squirrel. We go there with you, Don.
I know that you do.
We happily follow you.
But no, I don't know about happily.
Into
Off
the
the-
hinterland, off the rails.
We will follow him up to the plank.
This week in auto history.
So this week in 1906,
I remember it well.
Charles Rolls and Henry Royce met, and they officially registered the name Rolls-Royce, and then then started the history of what Rolls-Royce has been today. Here's Frank. In 1952, Mercedes-Benz introduced the 300 SL to the press today.
Today?
No, in 1952.
Oh.
The sleek rounded body, gull-wing door, detachable steering wheel. Did you know that car from the factory had a detachable steering wheel? It was quite a buzz. It became a great race car as well and was quite successful as a race car, capturing victories at Le Mans and the German Grand Prix. Except the 300 SL, as wonderful of a car it is, also came to be known as the car that created the greatest tragedy in automotive racing. At the 1955 Le Mans, it crashed up into the gallery and killed 80 people. So Mercedes pulled out of racing for about 30 years after that.
30?
And then in 1964, the very first Mustang rolled off the assembly line, and that very car has sold recently at auction for $5.5 million. So that under $3,000 Mustang you could have bought in 1964 turned into quite an investment. In 1969, Pontiac introduced the Trans Am. The Pontiac Trans Am was one of those stories that could only happen in the car world, brought to you by John DeLorean. Pontiac designed the car to compete in Trans Am racing and took the name Trans Am, and to the day they quit selling Trans Ams, paid a licensing fee to the SCCA for every car that was sold with the name Trans Am on it, which I thought was kind of interesting. In 1969, Walt Disney released The Love Bug, Herbie the Love Bug, directed by Robert Stevenson. Herbie was a lovable Volkswagen with a personality of its own. And then in 1968, the construction started on the north tunnel of the Eisenhower Johnson Memorial Tunnel on Interstate 70. You ever been through that? It's the one that goes over the mountain west of Denver. It's a long tunnel through on the interstate.
I think I have once.
You know, pretty cool little location. On one side is Denver, and on the other side is Steamboat Springs, kind of. And then in 1971, another very famous automotive movie, Vanishing Point, was released.
Yep.
Starring Kowalski with the 71 Dodge Challenger. Pretty cool movie. Bad ending, but a cool movie. In 1990, the Ford Explorer was introduced to the public, one of the first generation sport utility vehicles released by the Big Three, and the Ford Explorer quickly became one of the company's best-selling models. And long history of the Ford Explorer. They sell it to this day, a little bit different iteration of it. And then in 2009, the Toyota Motor Company announced that it had sold over 1 million gas-electric hybrid vehicles based on the Prius. So that Synergy drive that was first introduced in the Prius has now evolved into a lot of other Toyota products and a lot of other Lexus products. But it was 13 years ago that Toyota had over 1 million of them on the road. So
I have to tell you that of all of the hybrids that I have driven, it's probably one of the most unexciting cars. But you never ever hear of problems with that car.
No.
Ever.
I actually had one of my reps. You know, we do a lot of business with pickup trucks, and most of my guys have got pickup trucks or have vans.
Yeah.
Well, one of my reps, when gas went to $4 a gallon, he went out and bought a Prius, and he makes deliveries in the Prius. And he says, he can haul $7,000-8,000 worth of product in that. He's got one of the little Prius wagon. I can't remember the name for it. And he says, he's getting close to 40 miles to a gallon.
I mean, for us car guys, you think, oh, dear God, there goes a Prius. But to be honest with you, it's a great car.
Very well thought out.
I know somebody that actually has an older one. And the only thing that they've ever replaced in it is the actual car battery, not the
12-volt battery.
The 12-volt battery, yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about batteries in Conrad's Corner later. Again, this will be like my third version of the electric car and the issues with electric cars.
I didn't bring the story, but there is a story this week that I think it's Mercedes-Benz that's going to open up a battery plant in Alabama, and they're going after Tesla. Everybody's going after Tesla.
Good luck.
I think that the
Elon builds a fine car.
He does. But
with loyal customers.
From what I am seeing, and I don't see a lot when it comes to electrics, because most of the major manufacturers are still they don't give you a lot of information on what they're doing. But let me tell you something. That Cadillac Lyriq,
yeah, they're all doing a lot.
Yeah. and there's going to be some big news coming, and they're going to be huge sales. As a matter of fact, I think that the Cadillac Lyric, they're taking orders. I think I mentioned in May, and they've already got like 200,000 people lined up for that thing.
Yeah, the Ford CEO said that they are sold out of electric vehicles for a couple of years now with pre-orders.
Right. It's not surprising. All right, some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Stellantis is recalling 370,000 Ram and Dodge vehicles in the U.S. because of an issue with an electronic stability control warning light that can increase the risk of a crash. The recall includes Dodge Durangos from 21 to 22, Ram 2500 pickups, 3500 chassis cab trucks, and they said that they were made aware by a supplier of an issue that causes the warning light to not activate if the system loses its throttle reduction capability. Although the defect does not disable electronic stability control, it can cause drivers to be unaware that their cars need servicing. Ford recalling 157,000 F-150 pickups from the 21 model year because of inoperative windshield wiper motor that can cause the wiper to fail. Duh. Affected owners are expected to receive a letter April 18th notifying of the issue. They can bring their vehicles to dealerships to replace the motor. And Lyft, the Uber competitor,
I've used Lyft,
said on Wednesday riders in the United States, except those in New York City and Nevada, for whatever reason, would have to pay an extra 55 cents for their commute as the ride-hailing company looks to cushion the impact of high gas prices on its drivers. Fuel surcharge policy kicks in starting next week and will stay in place for at least 60 days. The move mirrors that of rival Uber, which said its customers would have to pay a surcharge of either 45 or 55 cents on each trip. On Tuesday, food delivery company DoorDash said its U.S. delivery partners would be eligible for a 10% on gas purchases, eligible for a 10%, I guess, credit or something, gas purchases beginning March the 17th.
So you heard that General Motors and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is recalling the 2022 GMC Hummer EV pickup truck. 10 of them for taillight problems.
10.
10 of
Just
them.
10.
Oh, for God's sakes. Time now for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeartRadio.
Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Mecum Auctions, the world's largest collector car auction company, returns to Houston March 31st through April 2nd at NRG Center. Featuring 1,000 muscle cars, Corvettes, trucks, customs, and more. Broadcast live on Motor Trend TV and Motor Trend Plus. We welcome everyone to Houston to bid in person, and enhanced online bidding and telephone options make it easy to join the Mecum experience from anywhere in the world. Register to bid now at Mecum.com.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeartRadio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeartRadio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Konrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeartRadio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InRealTimeCarTalk.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.